Coming up on Sbu TV, we'll take a look at what's happening with the sports production truck in its second year and hear from a former member of the Canadian Parliament. Hello and welcome to Sbu TV. I'm Christy Andrzejewski.
And I'm Tony Jones.
December didn't wait long to bring its wintry weather. The first of the month brought lake-effect snow to western New York and a flood warning for the Allegheny River. Here's a look at how the flood affected St. Bonaventure. This video taken Thursday shows the flooding of St. Bonaventure's athletic fields. As you can see here, the Bonnies baseball and soccer fields are completely underwater. The flood warning issued Wednesday continues until late tonight. At 4:30 this morning, the National Weather Service recorded the stage was 15.5 feet and falling. Flood stage is 10 feet. The river will continue to fall and is expected to drop below flood stage this evening. Bonaventure's San Damiano room in Francis Hall is being used as an evacuation shelter for people in the community. The university is encouraging all students who live on campus to stay on campus.
Basketball season is underway, and the students are a major part of game broadcasts. It's the second year students have had the chance to learn hands-on. Liz Witter has the story.
You may see Bonnie's game broadcasts on your computer, but what you might not know is students do a majority of putting on that production.
Every sports event is itself, and then there is a telecast of the sports event. And what we do with this truck, and the 22 of us that do it all together, students and interns, and do it, they produce a journalistic depiction of the game.
Students have the chance to do jobs like audio, graphics, and cameras, and even appear on air.
I'm the technical director, as well as I work the camera down on the court side, and then up in the media booth as well.
I'm basically in charge of all the microphone levels and the sound that people who are watching at home hear.
I set up like all the graphics for the games, like the score graphics and the stat graphics.
Games can be chaotic, and some say that chaos is exciting.
It's very chaotic because I have to update the score, I have to put in different names and update stats right on the fly, and Paul calls them in like in a matter of seconds.
I kind of like the fast-paced tempo in this working the audio.
If you hit the wrong button, you kind of getting yourself into a little bit of a pickle. So it's a little, you get into a pressure situation sometimes.
Wieland says the students are treated like professionals, and the quality of the broadcast is top-notch.
And the quality of their work by today is quite high. I think the quality is pretty close to professional, and will be by the end of this semester. I think it'll be even closer.
Students say they hope working in the truck will give them experience they can use in the real world.
Love sports a lot. Working in a TV truck where we get to watch sports and just be around sports is something that I really like to do.
Some say putting on a successful game is extremely rewarding.
It's an emotional high after we do a nice telecast, and you can tell it when we all walk out of here. We're all a little bit on a, on a high because we did something together that was pretty special.
For Sbu TV, I'm Liz Witter.
Students will continue broadcasting through the end of the basketball season, and in the spring, they'll cover baseball and lacrosse games.
A former member of the Canadian Parliament came to Bonaventure to discuss politics.
Every once in a while, a province will try to...
Canadian Geoffrey D. Scott is a former member of Parliament from the Hamilton-Wentworth District in Ontario. He came to Bonaventure this week and held an open conversation on Canadian and U.S. politics in the Walsh Auditorium. Scott touched on topics such as the Tea Party influence, the struggles he had to deal with while in Parliament, and the fact that health care is provided to Canadians. Scott graduated from Carleton University in Ottawa with a major in broadcast journalism. Scott says Canadians have felt little impact from this worldwide economic struggle.
Because we had a stronger banking system, we had less extremes in our economic policies from previous governments, and certainly a more constrained approach on the part of this government. now. We were able to ride the storm out.
Scott's visit was sponsored by the Canadian Studies Institute and Department of Political Science.
Up next, we'll show you how bullying is connected with technology.
So, son, what'd you do in school today?
Well, first I went to spelling, and then that was over. And then study hall, and then that was over. And then it was lunchtime, so I went to lunch. And then I ate it, and then lunchtime.
The less art
then
kids
we had
get,
recess, and then that
the
was
more it
over,
shows.
and school was over, and now I'm here.
Are yours getting enough?
Sounds like yesterday.
Art. Ask for more.
Bullying isn't a new practice. In fact, it's been going on for centuries. But technology is creating a new form of bullying that leaves no child safe from harassment. Lauren Adams reports.
Social networking and text messaging make it easier for people to stay in touch. However, it also has its downsides.
I love technology, but kids can't get away from bullying now. It could be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Because this kind of technology is so new, parents are having a hard time protecting their kids from this form of bullying.
I think parents don't know what to do because they didn't grow up in the age of social networking and texting.
Since Facebook's creation in 2005, 80% of 13 to 18-year-olds have reported being cyberbullied, as opposed to 45% of people in the same age who reported being cyberbullied before that year.
It's so easy for a kid to send out a mean message when you're not face-to-face. I mean, and it's so much harder to do it face-to-face with somebody.
Until recently, most schools couldn't punish cyberbullies. But now most districts give schools the right to assign consequences to online bullies when their actions cause a distraction within the building.
It's fine when they do things on Facebook and do things at home at night, but 90% of the time it trickles down into the school, then it becomes my problem.
Officials say the key to ending bullying altogether is showing kids it's important to celebrate what sets them apart from others.
Differences are okay. Just because you're different doesn't mean it's okay to treat them differently.
For Sbu TV, I'm Lauren Adams.
State law enforcement agencies are trying to put laws in place to criminalize cyberbullying behavior. Very few have succeeded because it's hard for the law to keep up with ever-changing technology.
Is all technology bad? A Canadian couple is ready to be parents, but the mom and dad-to-be are stumped on a name, so they've turned to technology for help in their not-so-typical baby name search. CNN's Rob Leth has a story.
Robert and Rommy Alpinelli's little girl is due any day now.
We've been waiting for this to happen for a long time.
I'm excited and nervous all in the same breath, but it's been long awaited, so we're looking forward to it.
The only problem is they have no idea what her name will be.
I wanted something that people are going to like, but that was different.
We've been through lots of names and books and websites, and you name it, we've explored it.
That's when the founders of a local social commerce website came up with a solution that's just a little unorthodox.
One of our account executives told us that Rommy was looking for a unique name for her child, and so we wanted to kind of get involved and reach out to the FabFind community and ask them to help.
They came up with this unique idea to kind of have people vote for a name.
More than 1,300 names have been submitted to the Facebook site, with Aria and Melania currently battling for the lead.
I like them both, but I think now we've kind of started thinking more about Melania. We started sort of maybe lobbying for that name more a little bit.
The expectant parents have settled on a middle name of Loren, but with the first name Sophia currently in the top 5.
If it ends up being Sophia, then I have to change the middle name for sure.
It might be a little weird to have a Sophia Loren. Mind you, it is my father's favorite actress, so it could work out.
The person who submits the winning name will win more than $600 in deals from the FabFind website, while the mommy will not only get a new name for her little girl, but also a year's worth of deals worth $40,000.
Well, definitely massages, because I'm going to need those. And yeah, like manicures and pedicures, they have all sorts of different deals.
Bonaventure senior Erin Lowry's Capstone project put her on the other side of the world. She created a video documentary to explain her unique childhood overseas. This is a preview of the documentary. Shanghai, China, a city with a population of more than 16 million people. Among that Chinese population lives a group of people known as expatriates.
So expatriates are those who've left their home country for many different reasons, lived usually for an extended period of time in a foreign country.
And what do you call home?
Home. Well,
because most organizations, these are corporations in most countries, are becoming more global.
I was sent here by my company to develop the China market and continue to manage the rest of the Asian market for the company, which is the fastest growing market we have.
My eyes have really been opened in a way that I don't think most people get the perspective that I've gotten within 17 years. And I think that's something that's really priceless about living abroad.
You're kind of constantly moving, you're constantly having to adjust and make new friends because no one stays. Everyone lives here for 2 or 3 years, and I guess you just miss out on the hometown kind of thing.
When our daughter here crawled on her bed one day and said, "I just want to go home." And there was no home for her to go to.
Every day you're starting new, you're having to learn new things, a constant challenge.
Erin's documentary, as well as classmate Liz Witter's story about being a twin, will be showcased on December 11th at noon in St. Bonaventure's Murphy Auditorium.
A new club on St. Bonaventure's campus is enabling students to find their musical outlet. You might even want to sing along.
There is no denying that our nation has caught the Glee fever.
Glee is awesome. I love it.
In fact, the show is so popular, it has inspired Bonaventure students to create a new club on campus.
Glee Club, and we do, stuff from Sister Act, there's Lady Gaga, NSYNC, Dean Martin, there's just a ton of stuff, and so really everybody does like a little bit of what they want to do, and that's what makes it pretty great.
Though Glee Club is the newest musical group on campus, it certainly wasn't the first.
The main campus group I'm involved in would be Bonacoustics, the a cappella group here on campus.
What began as a senior's final project in 2008 quickly evolved into something much greater.
Freshman year, we finished the year with 10 people. This year, we have 19, and I'm hoping to get more.
Currently, Bonacoustics and Glee are working to collaborate for their Christmas extravaganza.
For Bonacoustics this semester, we're having a Christmas show. It's going to be December 7th and 8th, and it's in combination with the hip-hop team and the Glee Club, and it's going to be a variety show. So there's going to be singing, there's going to be dancing, there's going to be MCs.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
For now, the groups will continue to rehearse for their upcoming show. For Sbu TV, I'm Emily Young.
Their show, A Christmas Extravaganza, will be December 7th and 8th. Pre-sale tickets are available in the Quick Arts Center. Coming up in sports, we'll show you who on the men's basketball team is succeeding on another kind of court.
As an intellectual in this country, I am more qualified to make public policy. I've yet to find the woman who's my intellectual peer. Hey, ladies, Clarence, straight white male seeks a good cook, someone cool.
This guy votes. Shouldn't you? Y2Vote. For voter info, call toll-free or see us at y2vote.org.
The St. Bonaventure men's basketball team is entering the heart of its non-conference schedule, with a number of role players already making key contributions on the floor. I stopped by the Riley Center to talk with some of the Bonnies' up-and-coming talent.
Davenport with it now.
Entering this season, men's head basketball coach Marc Schmidt expected to count on junior forward Andrew Nicholson, the 2009 Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Year, and senior guard Ogo Adeboye, who participated with the Great Britain men's national team this past summer. The question seemed to be, who else would contribute?
We can't
just throw the ball to Andrew every time. We got to work it around. It's not like teams just going to allow us to throw the ball to Andrew wherever it is.
Sophomore forward Demetrius Conger, junior guard Michael Davenport, and redshirt junior forward Daquan Cook have all turned in signature performances during St. Bonaventure's 3-2 start. Davenport scored 17 points and added 3 assists and 3 steals in the Bonnies' home victory over Arkansas Little Rock on November 14th. Conger erupted for a 22-point, 14-rebound performance and a come-from-behind win at Cornell the following week. One of the surprises of the young season was Cook's effort at Binghamton, where he scored a career-high 21 points and pulled down 13 rebounds.
I'm older now, everything is starting to come together, all the growing pains going away, and I finally learned the system. And during the offseason, I've been working a whole lot with Coach Moore and working a whole lot with Tyler Ralph, and definitely getting in here doing a whole lot of extra work.
Despite connecting on only 5 of his 25 field goal attempts in the Bonnies' recent 3-game road trip, Davenport said his confidence has never wavered, and he's looking forward to getting back out on the court and improving his game.
Offensively, you still want to stay in attack mode. It's not like I was taking bad shots or anything. It's just still having that confidence, and just believing, regardless, that every shot that I take, is going to go in.
With the Bonnies nearing its Atlantic 10 home opener at the Riley Center against Charlotte on January 8th, Davenport is confident that he and his teammates will continue to make the necessary strides to be successful.
No chance at that one.
You always want to take care of your home games, so I'm expecting us to have come out with a good non-conference home schedule and steal some on the road.
And there's a steal
for SBU TV. I'm Tony Jones.
Picks up the steal.
The Bonnies hosted the University at Buffalo Bulls on December 4th.
Around St. Bonaventure, 6'10" Andrew Nicholson is well known for his terrific play at the Riley Center and on the road. But the standout junior excels on the court and in the classroom. He was recently featured by ESPN as one of the best student athletes in the country.
Around St. Bonaventure University, 6'10" Andrew Nicholson is well known for his terrific work at the Riley Center for the Bonnies. But the standout junior excels off the court and in the classroom, as he was recently featured as one of the best student athletes in the country by ESPN. Growing up, Andrew's focus was always on school, and it did not appear that a basketball career was in the cards for him. That is until he came to Bonaventure and became a prominent part of their return to contention in the Atlantic 10 Conference. Nicholson balances his Division I practice schedule with a rigorous workload as a physics major.
Well, studying is basically my free time. A lot of time management. Just can't play around with that. A lot of focus, dedication, I'd say. Because you have to balance everything correctly.
Coach Marc Schmidt recognized Nicholson's outstanding talent and work ethic early on when recruiting him out of suburban Toronto.
Fell in love with him. He had everything that we wanted. Athletic abilities, skill level. He's a great student, so he fit the profile that we were looking for.
Coming off a season in which the power forward averaged 16 points and 7 rebounds a game, Nicholson has serious NBA potential. Despite losing their starting core from last season, Andrew has high hopes for this season.
I want to have a really long postseason. I don't like, playing through the whole year and then just making it to Atlantic 10 is not really an accomplishment in my thing. Like doing something after that is what I really want to do. So I think we have a very high chance of doing that this year.
Hey, that won't
I'm
go.
Michael Colaianni.
Right grabs the rebound. TV. Nicholson open right side. Jumper goes.
Nicholson is considered an NBA prospect by most pro scouts. The St. Bonaventure women's basketball team ended November with a loss to the 22nd ranked St. John's Red Storm. They look to bounce back against Lafayette Wednesday night. The Bonnies started the game out fast with a 6-0 run capped with a layup by Chelsea Boker. Lafayette responded to take the lead as Elizabeth Virgin got the layup to go plus the foul. Then Cece Dixon showed off her speed, taking the ball all the way to the rack on 3 defenders. St. Bonaventure headed in the locker room at halftime with a 7-point lead thanks to Megan Van Tantenhove's jumper. That lead was short-lived as Alicia Manning knocked down a 3 from the wing. The Leopards extended their lead to 5 when Lauren Jackson hit this jumper. But then Armelia Horton took over, getting that layup to go plus the foul. And then dishing out one of her game-high 7 assists to Jessica Jenkins, who gave the Bonnies a 3-point lead. And they never looked back as they won 72-63. The Bonnies head to Marist for a tilt with the Red Foxes on Saturday and return home December 7th to play rival Canisius. That's all this week on Sbu TV. I'm Christy Andrzejewski.
And I'm Tony Jones. For the rest of us in the Coop Lab, thanks for watching.